Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast Lifeish, where we talk the highs, the lows, and the awkward in betweens of what it's like being a woman in the modern world. I'm Nemo,
I'm Ikram.
And I'm Leah.
so grab your coffee or your matcha and let's get into it.
Let's
Today we wanted to touch base on what are the stresses, the main stresses we go through our lives, and how that affects us, affects our mental health. I think I've said what about a million times at this point, but how it affects our mental health, how it affects our sense of our quality of life. I think as well, because not only does stress affect you in the now, it actually affects you later on as well. Um, a bit of biology.
stress is
Sad just
Go on.
but to
Let us
begin
know.
with,
yeah.
you want to start?
Go Karen.
What I was gonna say is stress is always gonna be inevitable. Like
Yeah.
it's always that.
Yeah. There'll always be a stress in your life, but unnecessary stress and also living your life stressful, not doing anything about it is not okay, I think, because I feel like, talk from my own experience, I have my younger years, I'm a bit of a lady now. I've definitely lived my life being okay with just always being stressed out about something, letting these things linger, letting it bother me so much to the point that it actually end up being bad for me. It's such a slippery slope as well. But to touch on some biology as well,
Tell
because you know
them.
me, I love a little biology.
Research.
Stress is emotional, but it also does a lot of physical things to your body. It raises your blood pressure, it raises your cortisol levels, it messes with your hormones. A lot of women actually lose their menstrual cycle when they're under immense stress. So not only does it affect you mentally, it does a lot of things physically, and that's why it's a big no-no for me. It's a no-no. My life will be stress free. Thank you. Stress free. Like that's what I think. And did you know that women are way more likely to suffer from stress than men are? Men, or at least more implications to their health, I should rephrase it.
Yeah.
Um, there was a statistic, and I don't remember the exact numbers, but it's out there somewhere. About I think it's like an 80% that where a lot of women. Oh, actually, no, go back. A lot of women's death, which is a morbid topic, is actually sometimes connected to them living a very stressful life. Think about your mothers. Think about your female foe. Think about anything like that. What's foe?
Enemy?
Oh, is
No?
that female foe?
What's a
I
foe?
don't
No,
even know
foe is
what
a
foe is.
friend.
Female foe.
A friend or a foe? No, cut that out because I clearly English ain't my first language.
Freaking a female. Alright, we're gonna
Think about your parents. Think about your sisters.
You know I'm over here nodding as well.
Clearly, we don't understand English.
That confused me. Hold on, hold on then.
Wait, what? Oh, because it goes friend or a foe. Friend or
Oh.
I have
a
to
foe.
let you land, yo.
Don't let me land. Interrupt
I
me.
believed her when she said foe is friend. You're hitting me with all these facts. That's a fact too. That's a fact.
Anyway, listen, think about your parents, think about the women in your life, okay? They play a lot of caretaking roles. Maybe some of you come from single mothers as well, which are there's a lot of single mothers out there that are just told to look after children on their own. Um, Even things about like workplace is far more stressful to women because it's not usually a fair workspace. So let's get into that. A lot of times women are disregarded. They have to work 10 times harder to get to the place where a man could get to in snap of the fingers. So, but with that, it's been seen that a lot of women suffer from things like brain aneurysms, high blood pressure, blood clots, all of these things, which have actually been tied to stress, living a highly stressful life. So yeah, just a little food for thought. When you are stressing about whatever, that exam, that this, would you die by it? No.
No, you would not. Not me. I'm not
No.
sure, but not me.
Exactly. What do you guys think?
I agree with you 100%. Like, I think a piece of advice when it comes to stress that I've told you before, I've passed on to my other friend before, and even she's told me that's changed her life. Yep, life changing.
Oh, this advice.
Oh,
This is
Tell
a bit of
me.
advice.
Tell
Advice.
me.
Yeah, do you know what I'm about to say?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry twice, guys. A lot of the times, people worry before they even get to what needs to be worried about. So this is about overthinking this. I used to suffer a lot from overthinking. And I use the word suffer. And I think, especially with you, I've told you so many times, like I feel like
Suffered.
I literally overthink so much that it will not leave my mind. But I think where I literally, for some reason, I don't know why I thought of that one time, and I've stuck to it, and I have genuinely stuck to it.
I
You
got
do
to
not
say you said
worry
about that
twice.
because-
Like, and I'll give you an example. You do an exam, and you let's say you feel not the best about it. You worry until you get your results about what if I failed? What am I going to do if I failed? You get your results and then you worry again. So how about, and I know it's so much easier said than done, it's something I've had to practice so much and it takes practice. Like genuinely, it takes you to sit with yourself and say, I'm gonna let it go and leave it to God. How about you do the exam, you don't worry about it, and then you worry about
The
the
result.
implications of failing when you see if you failed or you passed. Sometimes you haven't even failed and you've worried yourself so much.
Can I just say how much that has impacted me? Because
Go
I
on, tell
remember,
them.
let me literally tell you this exact story of how it happened. I was going through my final year of exams, and if you are a university student, oh, you know the stress that it puts you under, and how you literally just that whole period of time is just a blur. Like you just are going through it every single day. I had no sleep or nothing, and I remember I was so stressed, like literally to the point where I was physically in pain. Like I had a lump in my throat all the time. Kept like having to catch my breath. I think that's another thing. Like I also am a very stressful person. Like it's also physically where like I get that lump in my throat. I feel like I forget how to breathe properly, and I have to like keep catching my breath or taking these big breaths because I keep forgetting to actually breathe and holding my breath in. My shoulders feel tense. I start to get a lot of shoulder pain, tendonitis is what I call it. Um, and she was in my room. I remember this exactly. And I was literally like on the verge of tears at this point. I've already cried about a million times with my exams. I've already suffered. I'm not sleeping. I'm barely eating. And then she said to me, like, she said, do not stress twice.
That's just twice.
Well, I told you something clicked in my head. Like I was,
That's what you needed to hear.
yeah, that's exactly what I needed to hear at that time. Because when he said to me, I literally remember I was actually silenced. Did she silence me? Absolutely. I was going ram. I said, "Ooh," and and honestly,
about it when it comes.
that helped me so much. It helped me so much. More than you can imagine, that was such a helpful thing you did for me because it made it much easier for me. Was I still a bit stressed? Yes, but I kept reminding myself of what she said. Do not stress twice, and I literally live my life with that now. Like whenever I find myself getting stressed, I'm like, okay, but stress when it comes.
Stress when it comes.
Like that's what you should stress, not beforehand. Not stressing if you're gonna fail. Fail then stress, but don't fail.
Then stress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know if you failed or you don't know if you are what grade you're gonna go or how you're gonna do it. Guess what? I did perfectly fine. But the way I wasn't eating, sleeping, I was couldn't keep food down. I was sleepless nights, sobbing, crying. Literally, I'm doing my work and there's tears dripping out my eyeballs onto the paper.
Exactly, and
Honestly, I
I'm not
appreciate it.
unrealistic in the way of like you're never gonna stress.
Yeah.
That's why I say it is something that you're gonna have to force upon yourself. Like she just said, the stress will still come. It's like I feel like it's kind of natural. It's not something that you inflict on yourself. It just hits you, but you have to really tell yourself, like she said, don't stress twice. Like you will stress when the failure comes. There was no need. All that extra stress that you had beforehand, what did it help with now when the failure came?
But like
Nothing.
again, it's that whole thing of when the failure comes, you don't even know if you're gonna fail.
But she didn't fail. That's the
what
thing.
I'm saying. 9 times out of 10, like we create the worst scenarios possible to then be in the situation where I'm fine. I'm
You're
so
fine.
good.
Mhm.
And to be honest, like talking about this actually reminds me of a time where I was like under high stress, but I wouldn't say it was. I think for me, the stress came with more of my financial situation back then. This was around guys, I'm gonna get personal because I don't care. Because alhamdulillah, I'm good. Like alhamdulillah, I'm good now, and I feel like this is just for me. This taught me so much. So if it like can teach you guys, or if you guys can just get anything from it, if anyone's living in a similar struggle or situation, then like I'm glad that this will help. But this was around the time. These don't know. I was just in a space of just trying to like got into sales because I just wanted to do something. My uni degree and like I feel like my uni degree doesn't. I don't know. My whole career plan, like vision, is very blurry right now. It's been blurry for a minute, so I decided to get into sales. Cool. And I was doing a sales role that's only commission based, so you only get paid if you make a deal, and that's the only thing I had to keep me. I would say like that's the only thing I could rely on when it comes to my finance. That's very. It was very hard because that's my first ever sales role. I was not good at sales. That's my first ever sales role. Guys, if I tell you the deals, how that went, guys, I was doing sales for like seven months till I decided. Because the thing is, like, I wanted to actually see if like this was a good route for me. Like, I actually wanted to get better at this skill. But sometimes I feel like if something's not for you, it's not for you. Sometimes it just takes us a long time to realize that. But yeah, I was doing this for a hot minute, and in this time, like, I started to like, I knew that this is not gonna keep me financially like like it's not gonna help me build my finance. Like it's a kind of, it should be a side thing, should be a side hustle, but I made it my main thing, which was my problem. So around that time I was searching for jobs, and guys, you know, job market is crazy stupid, like so hard to find a job. And around this time I haven't, like it's been a minute since I worked. So again, if you haven't worked for a minute, it's gonna be harder for you to get a job, right? Um and I was like searching for jobs relentlessly. And it started with me wanting a certain type of job. Like I was like, I want this type of role, you know, like so I would search for those type of roles. It ended up with me just applying to anything and everything, genuinely. Like warehouse jobs, like literally anything in the bill, like anything I saw, get me into it. Like anything, like I did,
Get
like
me in there.
genuinely,
Give me a
like
job.
the hour pay didn't even matter to
Yeah.
me at this point, because I wanted to be making money, because I was like, I have all these like things that I want to do, but I can't do it because of my finance. Like I want to do all these things like driving lessons and stuff like that, but I generally could not do it because I did not have finance, like a good finance to like keep me up. And when it comes to me personally, like I depend, like alhamdulillah, like I have my dad and stuff like that, but I don't personally like to ask my dad too much. Like around those times, like I would only ask him for money when it came to transport, but even that I was just like, because I'm gonna get too deep, but I just don't like asking for finance too much. Like it's something that I don't know, like been
Yeah.
working since we were like, I started working
Yeah.
since 16. Like it's always something that I have to have on my back type of vibe. So I think that's where it came from. And so I was just applying to anything, everything, and I was stressing crazy. Stress levels was crazy. Like
Mhm.
came to the point, like, yeah, my sleep. Like I was stressing so much that I just didn't even care to look after myself in other approaches, like physical
Yeah.
health, mental health. Did not care. I did not care, because if I didn't have this one thing straight, if I didn't have this one thing set out, I don't care for the other things, because I was so fixated on my problem. Like I didn't, care to like look at what was going well for me or whatever. Like I just did not care, because I was like, this is the one thing I need and stuff like that. And that made my stress even worse. That made the situation way worse, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like it was getting harder to find a job and stuff like that. And I feel like, to be honest, I felt like the reason why it was so hard is because I generally forgot to practice gratitude. Guys, literally when we start of this year, one of my main things was like, because I was making dua to Allah a lot as well. And I think one of the things that hurt the most, and it's not like in a bad way, but it just hurts when sometimes you make dua consistently, like back to back to back. You wake up for your tahajjud prayers, you'll make dua again, again, again. You're literally crying in your dua. It's like you are so desperate, it's crazy. And when you see things going worse, that's like a
Yeah.
smack in the face. Like
Yeah.
oh, that hurt. that that hurt.
You heal from it.
that hurt.
Right.
But it's like even in those times, like I always thought good of Allah. Like there was always hope. I'll just
Mhm.
always, like, if I was like ever feeling frustrated or stuff like that, I'd always like let that know, like, to Allah, like Allah, like,
Yeah.
like I know you have something to but like give me some tests, like give me like patience, or give me something that will make me cope through this better. Like
Yeah.
allow me to really believe in this and like know that it's gonna work out, because I know it will. Like I genuinely knew it was gonna work out. Wallahi, I genuinely knew it was work out. That's why I would make my du'as back to back to back. Like that's why I would always, because I knew it was gonna work out. I just knew that it's in a timing and it's in a placement where Allah befits it the best, And so yeah, my whole thing was I was stressing a lot that I forgot about looking after myself. I did not practice gratitude at all. I was so fixated on my problem. I was so fixated on the hardship. And I think that's when things got worse for me, because I was chasing something so hard to the point where it was running away from me.
Yeah.
I didn't really practice detachment. Detachment is very important. Practicing gratitude lowered my stress significantly.
Right.
I was still in the same situation. I was still job searching. Matter of fact, I left my sales. I left sales. And even being in that same situation, subhanallah, like my stress lowered so much. Like I generally felt better, because I was like, subhanallah, like even going on walks, like the fact that I have that luxury of just like going on a walk whenever I'm feeling like mentally clouded, like
Mhm.
that's such a big blessing. But we don't realize it. Like we don't realize how much we
Yeah.
do have.
I definitely think, especially with the gratitude, when you practice the gratitude, like you said, it allows you to see the better in things.
Yeah.
Like, so for
Yeah.
example, I remember even when you was going through the whole sales thing,
Mm.
the attitude that you had towards it, and even when we were speaking, it was more of a like, look at the good you're getting from it. Like for example, the confidence that you were getting, the skills you were learning from the sales, even though
Yeah.
obviously at the end of the day you need the money.
I need it.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Don't get me wrong,
money
guys.
aside,
It was a very
there
good
was
thing to
still
do,
good
but
coming out
it's
of
a
it.
side hustle.
Exactly.
It's more so a side
Right.
hustle. Like
So I
build your
think
skill.
definitely when you allow yourself to see the good that you're getting from something, which is not always going to be a financial aspect, it definitely does lower your stress as well, because you feel a bit better about the situation you're in.
Mm,
Exactly what you're saying. As much as you weren't seeing the financial return that you wanted, you
mm.
were still getting some, I think, personally, lifelong skills
No, literally.
from that you can take
Like
into so
even that
much more that you
experience
can do.
that actually helped me get into this role, and I
Exactly.
feel like it's just a very like it's good
Hmm.
experiences. Like,
So definitely practice gratitude. If you're a Muslim viewer, remember Alhamdulillah for everything that you have. And even when you said about having the ability to get up and, like, cleanse your head a bit, go on a walk.
to actually
Not everybody has
ponder,
that.
genuinely, like
Exactly. Not
actually
everybody has
reflect
that.
on
So
what you do have.
I definitely do think it makes your life feel a bit brighter and better when you appreciate the smaller things that you have.
I also think I really want to bounce back from not bounce back, bounce off what you said about going on walks. That let me tell you something. If there's something going on in my
Take your steps.
life,
Get them
you will
10K.
see me in
Get
that
them 10K
forest. You
in.
will see me on that trail. You will actually see me in that trail.
Mm,
And
Right.
that's one thing I've always, and I think I learned this. This was also when I was coming to the understanding. I think some of my most transitional years was like my final year of university and going to like
mm,
full. I called it full adulthood because I was gonna have a career and
mm,
everything. Was another thing like if I had a problem, I would just sit on it. Like I would literally
mm,
stay in the four corners of my room, wouldn't leave, and I would just stay there and I would like think about it. But
mm.
honestly, something that really helped me was firstly leaving your problems to Allah subhanahu wa
Yeah,
ta'ala firstly. Like just putting it out there
yeah.
and leaving it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the greatest
Mm.
planner. But the other thing that also helped me was going on
Take your
walks.
butt out.
Oh, walk the laps
Genuinely,
around. Go
no.
find like
Yeah.
honestly, it's so helpful. It always helped me. There was a point where I was so stressed that I was walking 2 to 3 times a day. I was out there,
Yeah.
but it helped me. Like that's a
Because it's a
good.
good distraction
It's
though.
a good
It's
thing,
something you
yeah,
need. You're not like, because we tend to bed rot, and when you're bed rotting, you're scrolling on your phone. And oh my gosh, I will do this as well. Like, I'll be seeing people who have things going on for themselves,
yeah,
but I'm
yeah,
over here just like, so I'm thinking,
yeah,
Ikram, you're lacking even more. Like,
yeah,
Ikram, you're lacking so much. What are you doing with yourself? Like,
yeah.
um,
Don't normalize staying in
I
that
feel like,
state.
yeah,
It's
don't
not
know.
nice.
Yeah,
It's not
it's
good for you.
actually definitely not good for you.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing. Like especially for people that are able to go around, go walk around. Not saying go walk around at 4 or 5 a.m. in I don't know Hackney or something. Be safe,
Mm,
but like
Come on, be
still
appropriate.
that's I find it really helpful. It really helped me to clear my head. It's actually been proven that
100%.
walking really helps with like clearing your head, balancing your like well-being, your state. And it's also a good time for me. I was walking on walks, like I wasn't just walking in blindly. Like I was actually going processing things, thinking about things, and it was actually giving me a sense of clarity. Like
Mm,
Clarity, yeah.
clarity. It was
yeah.
giving me a sense of clarity when I was doing this. I felt good. Like I felt like, and at the end when I finished my walk, I felt better. And if I didn't feel better, I was walking again.
Well,
Let me tell you something.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, what was you gonna say?
Also, just to add on to that a little bit as well, I feel like things, situations start to get, I think there's some problems we face that we can actually like work towards bettering, and then there's some problems that is in Allah's control.
Yeah.
I feel like with the problems that you can genuinely better yourself, like let's say for example, um, what's an example? It can be like anything you want to, like there's a problem, like you want to work to grow something, I don't know, like you want to better yourself in growing, getting physically better, or getting health, like I don't know. So there's some problems that we have in this world that we just generally just let it just sit in the back of our heads, and we just let it like cloud up back, we don't act towards it basically.
Mhm.
And that just makes it worse when you kind of like disregard your problems and just try to avoid them every time. It actually just makes things way worse rather than you facing it. Sometimes you generally do need to face your problems, like
Absolutely.
face it head, because that's how it's generally going to get better for you. I was gonna ask something to that, but I swear my mind just went blank. I swear, I just went blank. But another thing I was gonna say is just this whole thing about, because, like I said, this is about like being in your 20s, right? And we love to. I feel like nowadays this generation has a lot of stress, like revolve like around finance, like around building your money, around careers, around having things set out for yourself, around having like a nice house or place for yourself, and having that nice car. And I think we're so fixated on having the nice things in life that we forget that we're actually just in our 20s,
Yeah.
that it takes, like we stress so much. I've seen like a lot of young people just stressing so much on, just I want to get better. I want to be like this, and I want to grow. And you will, inshallah. Like that's gonna happen. But learn to understand that at the end of the day, it takes its time. Things generally just have to take its time. Genuinely just
Absolutely.
takes its time. Like I was even watching this video, and then what was it? This guy was making dua for something, right? I think he was making dua. What he was making dua for, to be honest, but it was making dua for something, and it just took months. Like it took months for that dua to come to life. I think what, like 8 months, around 8 months for that dua to eventually come to life.
Mm.
Like I said again, it's that whole thing of like, I think for us it's like when we make dua, not necessarily want it to happen so set like straight away, but you see it coming in closer times, and then you find yourself 1 year down the line and it still hasn't happened,
Yeah.
and we let that stress ourselves out a lot, like it's not coming to life, like it's not actually happening. But I watched this one thing that at the end of the day, for example, um when you're striving towards a degree, for example, it takes you so many years, takes time for you to eventually get that degree. And the reason why is because you're learning new things, you're getting new experiences, it's a journey type of vibe. Like you're letting it take its course for you to now eventually get that qualified. Like for example, doctors, the where they're so qualified now because it took them years of experience and years of learning and years of everything for them to now get to that level of being understanding how the human body works and understanding how to cure and stuff like that. And that's the same with any goals that you have, financial goals, whatever it may be. It generally takes us time. So when you do make your diet, generally understand that yes, it's going to come with certainty. Have certainty that it will come, but also understand that it takes its time. Don't just expect it to like quickly fall into place, or don't rush at it. Don't chase it too hard. Like at the end of the day, I always go by this: when you make your du'as and you do work towards it, like that's the only two things that I feel like you're doing your best. The rest is up to Allah, and it's up to Allah to grant it to you in the time that best befits your life. That at the end of the day, things take time to marinate. You need to let things marinate sometimes, like
Yeah.
towards achieving your goals, towards achieving where it is. Like at the end of the day, if I was personally, we would all love to be given £1 million tomorrow.
Love.
Love.
Would love.
But being really serious here, if I was given £1 million tomorrow, well, I don't would not know what I'll do with it. Like it'll generally overwhelm me. Like I'm not personally mentally, like not even mentally, but I generally, like, obviously of course you're gonna invest in stuff like that. But I personally feel like I don't really have the full
You don't even know what steps it takes.
I don't have the
Yeah.
full like knowledge and understanding of how to really invest or how
Yeah.
to grow it or stuff like that. Like I don't feel like if I was given £1 million tomorrow, it wouldn't hit the same rather than me building that £1 million
Right.
myself.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. With things take time, and when you give things its time, you're growing your knowledge, you're becoming wiser. The hardships you face through trying to get to your goals, it builds you into someone who now knows how to handle the next hardship and stuff like that. Like it builds, like things that we want in this life take its time, because the time that is given to us it is filled with knowledge, it's filled with hardships, it's filled with fails, it's filled with tries, it's filled with
Yeah.
efforts, and all of that builds you to someone who can now handle that goal that you've now
Yeah.
achieved.
When stress comes into things, it's also the whole idea of setting what's it called,
What, unattainable?
not on the table, but like
Setting like crazy standards,
yeah, hold yourself to an unrealistic
unrealistic.
standard.
Yeah.
That's also where it comes from. So really, I say break things down. Whatever you want to achieve, break it down to the smallest of scales. And I really wanted to recommend this book. I think everyone, their mum and their dad and their sister, recommend this book, Atomic Habits. And it's the whole idea of getting 1% better every day. And that's just like that takes off so much of the stress, because it's like if you just try every day to get just 1% better, eventually you're gonna reach 75%. You're gonna reach 80, 100%. I don't think you should. I don't think you actually ever reach 100%. Let's be honest. But you will always get a bit better. But it takes away the stress of like setting these unrealistic standards for yourself. You're not superhuman. You can't change that quickly. So break it down. Do it step by step, slowly. Take your time and stop focusing on the journey. Stop focusing on the target so much,
Yeah.
and just go with the
The
journey.
targets that you're going to achieve in 5 years time.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, exactly. So just figure that out, and I
I feel
think
like instead of like, of course, like we should have like a 5 year plan, but also have like, what do you want to achieve next year?
yeah,
What do you
yeah,
want to achieve in the next 3
absolutely.
months?
I think in the next
Break it
year,
down.
I think it's the next
Break
three
it down.
months. You know what they say? It's like you do the 3 month goal, where it's like you do 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, and then 3 years. I
breaking it
think
down.
stuff like that.
That just really does help to lower stress though, because you're not overwhelming yourself.
Because you can create these plans to actually get to what your 3 year goal is. You can't set a goal for 3 years' time and not do anything, and then probably forget about it, not do
Yeah.
anything, and get to that 3 years, and you're like, I'm where I am 3 years ago. Like I didn't actually
Yeah,
do anything to
didn't even
achieve.
do-
So break things down, make it easy for yourself, make it easier so that you don't then feel defeated. You don't then get stressed out. You don't feel overwhelmed by things.
Mhm.
So yeah, always try to get 1% better every day.
Mhm.
Just one. And if you can't do 1%, 0.5%.
Right. 100% agree with what you say. But I also do think that a lot of people, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's not a everybody got the same 24-hour moment. I'm just saying
Don't get cancelled.
that
We don't want to say 24 hours.
it's just a thing of where I feel like some people, like you said, they set a goal, do nothing to achieve it, and then you're in the same place as you were 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I feel like for me, when I accepted that once I set a goal, it's gonna take my effort and my hard work to
Yeah.
get there.
Yeah.
That's when you feel a bit more like, okay, even with the
You know what
failures
that falls
that
down
come,
to? Yeah, but that falls
Yeah.
down to taking accountability. A
take
lot of people don't like to take
accountability. That's exactly what
accountability.
I'm saying. Take accountability. Take accountability in everything you do for
Absolutely.
yourself,
And have integrity
for
as well
others.
alongside that.
Exactly,
Don't
100%.
cheat yourself.
Don't cheat yourself, right?
Mm.
Exactly. It's
The
exactly
least
what I'm
you can
saying.
do
So
is be honest to yourself.
be honest with
Be honest
yourself.
with
With
yourself.
You guys are hitting the
yourself.
nail on the head of
Yeah.
exactly what I'm trying to say. Like,
Yeah.
hold yourself the most accountable.
Yeah.
Because one thing people do love to do is hold everyone but themselves accountable. Hold
It's-
yourself the most
That's
accountable.
the issue. What I was saying, it falls down to like I said, like people love to again like put their whole life on like it's Allah's qadr. Like yes, it's Allah's qadr. Like Allah has the life He written for you. Like
Yeah.
people always say, like Allah has written out this life for me.
Mhm.
This is how it is. What's this one thing, right? For example, there will be people that will live a lifestyle that they know is going to get them into something. For example, you eat a lot of sugary foods. You eat a lot of sugary foods, right? Not you, sorry, not you.
Says you know.
But if you eat a lot of sugary foods down the line, that's gonna cause problems with your health. Like
Mhm.
it's gonna cause health conditions like diabetes and stuff like that, right? So now when you have the diabetes stuff like that, you're gonna like you're basically people like there'll be some people that'll be like, well, this is how it was written out for me to like have this like
Yeah.
have this
Like God
condition.
wrote this for me.
Like basically this was written out for me. Like this is zero accountability. Like no, Allah doesn't want people like to
Yeah.
have like
Health
had
problems.
you
yeah.
actually
If you
genuinely.
put that biscuit down, you would have a diabetes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying though. Like genuinely, like
That biscuit down.
Put it down.
Put the biscuit down. No, honestly, we're not even shaming no one.
No,
It's literally
because-
just a
no,
thing.
but it's
of-
just falling into
yeah.
that whole thing of like it's written out for me. But generally, yes, Allah has written out your life for you. But also, like I said,
To be clear, you might see us eating a biscuit. Okay.
I will
Eat
be
one
You
biscuit
will see
at a
us.
time.
biscuits. Thank you very much.
You will see us eating a biscuit.
Maybe
However,
not- Don't call me out and see me sat over some Oreos, okay?
Yeah,
Thank
just
you.
mind your business. Just
Yeah.
know-
moderation. There's moderation. You
Have
won't
a
see.
break
You
every
won't
now and
see me
then.
have biscuits for breakfast, lunch, and dinner,
Ah,
and a snack.
give me that. I've seen you have biscuits for lunch before and
Not breakfast, lunch, and dinner,
No, maybe not. But
and a snack.
If you see that- no, maybe not. Okay, let me not call out. Let me not do a call out. She's great.
Like, come
But I
on.
definitely don't let her lie to you now. She has had biscuits for breakfast
For
before.
breakfast,
And I did
probably
judge.
today. But
We had wake.
that's
today.
cheese and onion. But her point still stands.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm gonna have that
Like,
every day,
in-
I'm not gonna be surprised when I have
Like, you should-
diabetes or high
As
cholesterol.
in, like, yeah, like it's like I don't believe like Allah will like put like
Mm-mm.
Allah
No,
will necessarily like
it doesn't put you in bad
purposely
situations.
puts you in
just
bad
exactly
situations. Do you
no.
think God of Allah like had you like actually like taken that like accountability like we said, or just try to like do things in your life that down the line it's gonna look better for you. Like you take the action now, basically. You know that in the future your life wouldn't be looking the way it's looking now, type of vibe. Like, like
Yeah.
if you want to achieve this type of goal, you're gonna have to put in the work. You're gonna have
Yeah.
to take these steps to now. Basically, is what I'm trying to say.
Absolutely.
And your qadr always can change.
Absolutely.
Pray your
Absolutely.
prayers.
So don't be surprised.
Don't be surprised.
Don't be surprised when the type 2 comes along.
Type 2 comes along. Can I ask
It's a
something?
call off
Can
myself.
I just say one thing? Yeah, completely side of this ish. The best cookie I've ever had.
Oh gosh.
No, I have to put everyone on because I genuinely don't like cookies like that. But gosh, Yeah.
The which ones?
Co-op's irresistible Belgian double chocolate chip cookies.
In the white and pink
No,
The
packaging.
black
in
and
the
purple.
the black and
I love
brown
them.
one.
No, the
Yeah.
white and the pink
Oh
one.
my days, that is genuinely
Listen,
the
chocolate
best
chips
cookie ever.
Co-op. Is it Co-op or Tesco's? I think it's Lisa local if anything.
How do you get to this?
Truthfully, earlier today I was thinking, shall I pop to co-op real quick?
Yeah, I mean, the co-op's right down there.
That's what I was thinking. Like, it tastes so good. It changed my life a bit.
Guys, I'm really craving
Gosh.
sushi, just to let everyone know.
If both you want
Low
sushi,
key,
we can get
same.
sushi.
Yeah.
Are you craving it too?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Same.
Sushi will see us later. But yeah,
So to leave the viewers with something to think about, more specifically our Muslim viewers, but absolutely anybody can implement this into their life. I would love to share a bit about the power of Surah Duha, because I had a little situation where honestly it's like I was going a bit mad and a bit crazy, and everything clicked straight into place when I read the surah. And I know it sounds crazy, I know it sounds mad, guys, but genuinely, okay, good, thank God. Thank God, because all right, so the situation basically was I lost my passport a day before I was supposed to travel out of the country. And obviously everyone's probably been in a situation before when they've lost something and you feel like you are going mad. Just something like, I know something like heart is not the worst thing that could have possibly happened in the world, but my heart just dropped, and I was going mad looking for it.
yeah.
It's like my cousin literally told me, read Surah Duha and look again. And wallahi, may Allah hold me in front of everyone
Accountable for this.
on the day of Qiyamah even. Okay, this genuinely happened. I read the surah and I literally looked in somewhere. I looked about 10 times and it was
poof.
there. It was there. So a bit of background about Surah Duha. The Surah Duha was revealed to the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam at a time where he was feeling very like defeated and very like depleted over the fact that there was no revelations. No surahs were revealed to him. So he felt like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was displeased with him, and he felt like in a bit of a state of like depression a bit.
Yeah.
And then the surah was revealed to him about basically Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has not abandoned you and will never abandon you and will never abandon his people.
Yeah.
So when you're in a time of despair and a time of major stress, guys, start implementing reading the surah into your life, because when I tell you, since then I genuinely read this like anytime I have like any sort of stress, and I feel like it comes more because I believe it works.
Yeah.
So when you believe it works, genuinely you'll see a difference. Like
Yeah.
Again, like actually just falls into that like belief.
The same thing, by the way.
belief.
I can advocate same situation where I've also lost my passport before, and I read the same.
And I think I
Same
told
thing.
you, I told her,
You told me to
Surah
read,
Duha
and
you'll
it
find
came.
it.
I literally lost my wallet.
Yeah.
I lost my wallet. Called her.
Coffee.
Called her. Read Surah
I
Duha.
told
Well,
her,
he
read
read
Surah
Surah
Duha.
Duha, and it's like
It
it's something where
works, guys, it
I didn't
works.
find it then and there, but generally the stranger that found it posted it to me.
It came.
What?
It came
Posted
genuinely
it to
like.
Like, come on.
You know what I'm
If you
saying?
don't believe that, then you're just
More
not
recently,
believing.
my dad lost his phone, and for him,
Oh, bless his
for
heart.
him, honestly, my dad, his whole like work life is on his phone as well.
Yeah.
No, he did.
Oh.
We found his phone. Like we literally.
But I came home,
drove
guys, with his hands
all
on
the
his
way to,
head.
like Leighton everywhere, and I told him read Surah Duha, and we found. We got his phone. We found his phone.
Okay, guys.
Just poor man was so stressed out, bless him.
Wait, because this reminded me of something, right? Okay. Back then, guys.
Back then, yesterday.
Like back
How
then,
far back is
very
this?
back. Well, like
Okay.
very back, because I actually learned like it's not good to do this, right? But I used to, I used to use my mom's Freedom Bus Pass. We're really being real right now. I no more.
That's unethical, borderline.
Okay, but no more because I actually realized it's not good.
I used to use my
Yeah.
No,
because
because
I have-
let her like,
Back
She's still
then-
using it
back
for sure.
then, being like around first year uni, I used to use my mom's Freedom Bus Pass, right? And basically, I lost it. And my mom, like she, I don't know why, Freedom Bus Pass is hers, obviously. For her, like losing that, like I was actually like,
Damn.
she always like travel, like she
Yeah.
doesn't always travel, but she
You're
would lose it, she
inconveniencing
would-
her a lot, yeah.
I am. So I lost it, and genuinely, I went everywhere I could to like find it. Couldn't find it. I went to my, because I remember I went to my neighbor's house around that time, so I went back to their house to like check my look at my steps to see if I like could find it or whatever. Couldn't find it, whatever. I step outside now. I researched to Duha in the weirdest way, genuinely, and it's like it was in the weirdest, like it was just in a random spot. Nothing could have told me to look at that spot. but generally I believe like Allah made me look at that spot.
Mhm.
I've just like looked at, I was just looking and then I generally look right at the ground where it is. It's generally right there.
You found
Right
it,
after I
like,
saw to the house, I was just like, what?
it's
Like, it
there,
was
like,
weird. Like, it was
mhm.
so weird. Like, subhanAllah, I was just like, it's so weird because you generally like, you generally feel Allah's presence in
Right?
those type
You
of
feel
moments.
the
Like,
presence, like you just think, oh my
And
god,
I
like,
think also what I want to say, it's not just for losing items as well.
no, like,
It's when you feel lost within yourself
mhm.
as well. Like if you need clarity, first of all, make dua for clarity.
Exactly.
Make dua for guidance. Make dua for like help in that sense. But also that sort of will help you in that sense as well. Like obviously Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam,
Sallallahu
he
alaihi
was using
wasallam.
it to find some sort of guidance and us to
No, it was revealed to him when he
Oh.
was feeling like he was very,
yeah,
like,
so that it was revealed to him
yeah,
when he was
yeah,
feeling down and he needed probably that help and that
exactly,
he needed clarity.
exactly. He needed clarity because
Yeah.
he felt like
Yeah.
Allah Subhanahu wa Taala was
Yeah.
displeased with him, which is
Yeah.
why there was no revelations to him for like 6 months.
Like, I'm so sorry. I feel like we keep cutting off the
No.
closing. But I think that just also shows, like, generally in times when you feel like Allah is displeased with you, or you feel like nothing's working out for you, or you feel like Allah is ignoring, like, stuff for Allah will never ignore your du'as. But if you feel like you're not being
Never.
heard, you generally feel like it, even though you know that's not the case, or you just feel like you're generally lost and you just like there's no sort of direction. Generally know that like Allah is still there with you, like I said, like that surah being revealed to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam.
It's like it just like it was like Allah was not displeased with him. Like Allah like sees him and Allah knows he like like Allah like
Yes,
is
so
there with
speak
him
about
like
how he
through
will
all
not
that
abandon
time,
him.
through all that time of when he was feeling like Allah was displeased with him. Turns out Allah wasn't, type of thing. Like understand that even in times when it feels so quiet or when it feels so empty and you feel so lost, that Allah is still there. Like generally, Allah is still there. Believe that, because when you start to believe it, you start to feel it in your heart differently.
Absolutely.
Exactly. As long as this world keeps spinning, Allah Subhanahu wa Taala will not abandon you.
Yeah.
Just like the way we're Ramadan.
And I think to close it off, I think that's also a good thing to say. Like in any sort of stress was our main subject. In any sort of anytime you need clarity, anytime you need help, turn to Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, read your du'as, read your surahs, and genuinely in your heart believe that Allah Subhanahu wa Taala will look after you and you'll get the help you need.
Exactly.
If you don't believe it, it's nothing. Like you have to believe it.
it.
It has to be
You
in
have
your
to
heart.
believe it.
Yeah, and I think that's what helped me through my most stressful times of my life is turning to Allah Subhanahu wa Taala and genuinely bawling my eyes out and asking for the guidance that I need. And lo and behold, I got the guidance I needed.
Exactly.
But yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
So guys, if you enjoyed this episode, please leave a comment, subscribe, and like, and please don't forget to share as well.
See you next week.
Bye.